draft, though. We got game one ready to start. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's do it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't say anything in the last series, Beast Coast versus Infinity, but Chris Luck's playing a lot of Brood, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it in SA fairly recently.
I like this
Nyx
hero.
Assassin.
Underrated hero coming through. Nyx Assassin.
Little bug.
I bet a week from now, Trent, we're just going to be talking about him like an appropriately rated hero. I think this is the beginning of Nyx Assassin here in South America.
The thing is, everyone missed their shot with that broken talent, too. The talent got nerfed, and now it's cool.
I mean, still pretty good, though. That one was broken, but I don't think this one is that bad either.
Oh, yeah, the new one's fine, but that one was, like, stupid.
Yeah.
It was, like, actual perma-stud.
And an early Void Spirit.
So impressed that Nyx Assassin still looks this good, because he didn't really get any big buffs, right? He gets attack animation speed on Vendetta, and, like, his Ags got a slight buff, but...
His Shard lets him break movement speed, which now proportionally is a lot better, since so many other people lost it, though.
When did they change that?
I don't know. I think when he got the Shard in the first place. It might have been when they nerfed it to be like 35% or whatever. But he can break the movement speed cap whenever he has his Shard on.
I see. Wow, that's really
I think
good.
that's pretty good because it gives you a big bonus, right?
I mean, Nyx is also one of these weird heroes where he doesn't necessarily have to get buffed to become relevant in the meta because he's such a hard counter to specific heroes. If those heroes are relevant, Nyx's stocks just go way up. You know, like Lesh is a great example. Bat Rider, Ember Spirit, you know, these AoE damage heroes. Enigma. I want to talk about this Rubik, though. Week one, I was all over this Rubik. Like, how come nobody loves the Grand Magus? He's so well-rounded, but all these flashy supports are getting all the love. And now, kind of what feels randomly, Incubus have gone back for a Grimstroke pairing. I say Grimstroke, my gosh. A Rubik pairing with the Centaur. See, a Freudian slip. That's how low the Rubik has fallen, boys. Why the Rubik love here? Is this like against the Nyx? Is this a combo with the Centaur? What's going on?
He's the classic hand pick to Nyx because you have something that doesn't get Carapaced, which is always nice with the telekinesis, and it's also just a laning
damage.
Yeah, it's just a laning partner with the Centaur War Runner.
Yeah, but I mean, I wonder if you. I mean, I understand Rubik is decent versus Nyx, but I wonder if you just wouldn't prefer to have the Snapfire. Like the combo is so good, Nyx Assassin.
I knew it.
No,
it's not gonna be in his lane.
Snap gets wrecked by Nyx though, like all game.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It's actually the worst. Like your ulti just ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I agree.
And Rubik's actually still definitely good.
It's even rougher with the ulti because Nyx can just walk into an existing puddle. He doesn't even have to get hit by a new glob, right?
Yeah.
Because they just do damage on the ground.
They do damage on the time.
That one feels pretty brutal. I don't know. I don't have a good talking point for Rubik, but I think he's way more solid than the pick rate in SA would maybe have you believe.
The question is,
the cast range buff on his passive is really, really good. Like, it makes the hero much more versatile.
Yeah, definitely. That's for sure. He's like easy mode Lion.
Yeah.
He has less rewards in like the mid and the late game in some regards with like the ulti and stuff because like, you know, the cast range on like your Hex and everything's obviously weaker, but
I mean, come on, Trent. If we did a scatter plot of Lion's performance in these games, that shit would be all over the place, right? He's had some 0-15 games. He's had some 10-1 games. Rubik is way more steady. Like you said, he's lower risk, lower reward, but I don't think we see that same like boomer bust.
Here's how I put it. His telekinesis is more reliable than a lot, like, and his disable is a lot reliable, but his ulti is far less reliable depending on the Rubik player.
Yes.
Like, the good Rubik players will just take, Impale in this game and nothing else. You know what I mean? They're not going to fish for something stupid.
Yeah, maybe Rubik's a bad comparison here because Rubik can have god tier games and shit tier games just based on the steals alone.
To me, when I'm talking about his ease, he's much, much better in the laning stage with the Centaur War Runner. Like, you can accomplish a lot more, I think, with Rubik than you can with Lion, which is nice.
They're just gonna shove the wave all the time. Rubik's gonna get a lot of pulls, deny a lot of experience. Like he lanes much better than Lion.
Dude, Fade Bolt in lane is so handy. I mean, come on. Yeah. Damage reduction, that's like the dream in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we lose the bans. The PL is still in terms of heroes that we were discussing from before, from Gorillaz-Pride and the Venomista series.
Interesting Terrorblade ban there. And Pugna. Yeah. Haven't seen Pugna touched at all.
I've seen a couple of 5 players playing Pugna 5. But I wonder if this Pugna is just... They want to pick a specific hero that just gets trashed by Pugna.
That's a weird ban.
Yeah, it is.
That says something for sure. Either Incubus have been spamming this hero somewhere in scrims or pubs, or they've got a pocket. Who gets hard countered by Pugna?
Skywrath Mage.
Skywrath, okay.
Oh, what about the Tinker Boy?
Timber
Actually,
Saw as well.
Tinker is that's a pretty good one.
Tinker is a pretty, it's almost unplayable against Pugna.
Okay,
Like you have to play around the Nether War position.
Yeah,
maybe this will be our Tinker debut. That's that. I like the way you're thinking, Bowie. You came prepared today, buddy.
Thank you very much. But they go for this Undying, right? Not a hero, not a very popular hero. Oh, I love this. So this is a 3 and 5. Cat playing a little bit of it. I believe this is going to be an X4.
Tree seems very strong right now, I think.
Maybe
not necessarily in
10
pro
out of 10.
games, but like definitely in pubs.
Yeah.
I gotta play
I just
me
hate
some
that
tree.
hero so much. I love to see it in competitive. I hate playing against it. And now they nerfed the tree duration. So when I was playing against tree and I would buy a Quallen Blade, I would freaking destroy the whole woods. But it doesn't even feel worth it anymore.
What isn't that, like
so
2 or 3
fast.
minutes or something? It's something
It was
crazy.
5 and
It's
now
like-
it's 3, I think.
It's only worth it now if you've got like a Bat Rider Enigma type hero that can do serious deforestation.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes.
Quelling Blade 1 by 1 is just not.
I don't know.
It's not worth the clicks.
Honestly, it's probably still worth it versus tree.
Yeah, it's really
so
annoying.
Well,
it,
so
like, actually
maybe in
ruins this
strategic
lane.
spots where you want to open
Yeah,
up
but you
an
can't
area.
deforest it like you could before.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Exactly.
not.
Yeah.
It's not viable.
Now you
Although-
got to you're like playing Minecraft. You got to think about which trees you want to get rid of.
He's smart though. They got Nature's Prophet. There you go. That'll help.
That's solid. Tombstone
I
and
wonder if
Trance.
this is gonna be a Prophet 1.
Yeah, it's either 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And there's PL.
Oh, I love this. This is so good versus Prophet.
No Battle Fury required.
It is satisfying as Undying versus Tree when you have an idea of where he is and just drop that Tombstone and clear it all out.
Guys, I told you, Cat is a goddamn good drafter. You have Phenomancer versus Undying Nature's Prophet. You have this Treant that counters the center ult. We didn't see a lot of other counters besides like the Faceless Void, but I think Treant might be a solid one. I think their draft right now is aeons ahead of Incubus.
Yeah, it is very
It's very
good.
solid. Undying is very sad seeing that PL get picked up.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to last pick something amazing here.
What do those Troll Warlord Rampage things do?
What?
I don't understand the question.
Sorry, I was trying to remember what the Troll Rampage ability is. Grants all allied heroes. So when Troll gets a shard, he gets the ability Rampage, where all allied heroes get 70 attack speed or 25% stats resistance for 5 seconds. Trying to think if you could use that.
Why did they name it Rampage? Rampage is already a thing, isn't it? That's why you get 5 kills.
I don't know. Despite the toolbit, the buff is dispellable by any dispel, and it works fully on spell immune allies. Oh, there you go.
So, yeah,
I was trying to remember
weird
if it
thing
was
about
stats
this
resistance
ability-
or a dispel. That's why I was trying to think. But it's just stats
Yeah, no, the
resistance.
dispel is the eggs. But like a weird part of this ability is if you cast it ranged and you go back to melee, you keep the attack speed and you keep the status resistance. But if you cast it at melee and you go back to range, everyone loses status resistance. So
That's very weird.
Kind of weird in the way it works. All right, I'm not sure if they changed that, but when it was actually released, I tested it, and that's how it worked.
So that sounds buggy. That does not sound like working as intended.
Wait,
Like you can, what?
did you guys know Ice Blast doesn't kill Troll Warlord in his ulti?
I think it does, right?
It says stops Ice Blast from shattering Troll Warlord when in battle trance while below the shatter threshold.
Right, but he shatters once it's done. Yeah, it's like shallow
but
grave,
still.
basically.
But that's weird because you can get Culling Bladed while
Yeah,
ulted,
you can get
right?
Culling Bladed though, which is kind of interesting.
Huh.
But I guess this, weird.
I think it. I mean, that sounds normal as a Dazzle player because
I guess you're used to these.
Yeah.
I would have just guessed he'd just die because of the shatter, but fair enough. Good to know.
I see.
Can you still do that weird thing with Centaur where you can deny yourself with double edge and
Nope. I
If
think
you're
all
ice blasted?
denies were nerfed. I don't think there's a single deny back in this game. Right?
Well, but that one was like it's a bug thing. It's so. It's
I don't even remember how that
for the
works.
kill. It's like if he's
Oh, yeah, if he's thresholded.
Double edge would put you into the threshold. You get ice blasted, you double edge somebody, you do the damage to yourself. It counts as a suicide instead of an AA
I actually don't know if that still works.
That's probably still win, but that's like very situational. I don't think...
It's super situational. Yeah. It's hard to be able to do, but...
I'm going to pick center because they have AA, so I can deny myself.
I've cast that has happened in a game that I've cast at least once that I can remember. Because the first time it happened, I remember Merlini explaining it to me, and my little potato brain was fucking blown that day. Like, whoa, Dota mechanics, man! Never forget.
Wow,
all right, Tidehunter, Timber.
Yeah.
Again, Timber makes it to the end.
Speaking of which, Beastmaster wasn't touched this whole draft.
I wonder if his stock is falling a little bit.
And pick Beastmaster right now.
10 seconds remaining.
That actually sounds kind of legit, even in the Rubik.
If this is NP carry? Okay.
No, they go LC. So another like potential anti-Centaur thing here, right? Stampede, not going to save you from duel. And good catch for the Prophet. So I like the way they've drafted around this Centaur. I feel like they've got really good tools.
It's a lot of stuns.
Sure is.
They need like a Spectre or something. I don't know. Except they have a PL, so I don't think they want a Spectre necessarily. But it feels like they need like a big in here, you know? Or they could just jug.
Dusa could have felt okay. Jug Life Stealer.
Duo. You go Radiance or Mjolnir.
Pull out the Alchemist. We need something real crazy.
They do not have a lot of time. That's for sure.
I think you really need a Dispel hero here. Wait, whoa.
Oh.
Okay, so that's
we're fighting. One Prophet then with a mid Kunkka.
Radiance Kunkka.
Okay. This is interesting. This feels a little risky for Incubus, but I could see a path to victory here. They could definitely win a couple of those early fights, take some of that momentum, and then break this one open.
Man, if I am Gorillaz-Pride, I'm just yelling at my team like, guys, do not tilt. We are going to win this game eventually. I don't care what happens. Eventually, we'll win this game as long as we don't like feed some stupid deaths.
Hold the line.
Yeah, like eventually we'll come through. I feel, but
guys, we got tree. We could stop the pushes. Just believe.
Yeah. I think Incubus has some cool ideas here. This can be a very aggressive and pick off heavy lineup.
I don't know. I'm feeling sad for Aretes. I feel like this is going to be one of those games. If this goes too late, he's going to be like 0-15 to 13 or something. But I think both sides have ways to win. Gorillaz-Pride, they have a super strong like mid-game timing once Phantom Launcher gets hard. But if this goes like mega late, I think Incubus actually might have the advantage just because Nature's Prophet is like a god hero later on.
That is true.
But gets PL. 2 lives, 2 tombstones. Like this actually becomes super chaotic.
Yeah, you're kind of right. And we've seen that position 1 Prophet do pretty well. FCR still in recent memory. Like the hero can play really, really fast from the 1. And if he gets the early momentum, he can buy like the fast Orchid. It gets really oppressive. I think I'm going to go for Incubus. I'm going to stick to my roots here, but I'm excited. This should be a good game.
You're going to stick to roots and you're ignoring Treant Protector. Okay, easy game.
Yeah, you're
I'm going
right.
with G-Pride, dude. I think Cat's drafting so well. I gotta back up my boy Cat here.
All right. Well, I'll support Dunyao then on the other side of the coin. Boys, we need some help, though. We got to split again on the panel. Gary, Theban, what are we feeling? PL versus Prophet.
Now, I'm feeling the PL here, you know, with that Legion Commander, Nyx Assassin, like Treant was saying, that Treant is going to be able to hold out against these pushes. And Theban, we've got ourselves that position 1 Prophet again. He's come out to play. How are you feeling about him this draft?
It's good, but it's going to be real rough because Legion Commander is actually not a bad hero to lane against the Nature's Prophet. If you hit him with the Nature's Call, the Treants, you know, you got the Moment of Courage that can heal you up, which is real nice. Then you got Void Spear who can catch you on the map. Nyx, same thing. And Phantom Lancer. That's a favorable matchup for him. I think the hero that I'm looking out for in this game that needs to carry for the side of Incubus is going to be Black Soul's Kunkka. He's going to have to put in some heavy work.
We've seen it, though, haven't we? You know, Black Soul, Dark Mago definitely comes to mind for South American Kunkkas, where they do take control, you know, grab the game by the scruff of the neck, and get themselves into, you know, the Radiance build that Bowie mentioned. Get yourself tank use, you know, there's kind of halberd builds as well, get a ton of evasion. As PL thought about going for the bounty rune, but we will end up just getting the 2 for 2. And how's Kunkka's lane going to be up against that Void Spirit?
It's going to be a little bit harder than the Ember, I would say, but last time we saw this matchup, the Kunkka did very well, so I'm still not sure. I think we're gonna witness some more new information come to light here.
We'll learn as it goes along. It looks like they tried to scout out some mobs towards mid, but the Radiant actually don't have any. Their wards spread out across onto those side lanes. So the Treants don't get their little job done.
Dismar opening with sentries. We also saw some other force. I believe it was Schofield who also did this similar thing. Where they just want to make sure that this big camp is always available to them, so they can get that pulse going. Right now, it looks like Nyx wants to drag the second wave. This is what you want to do against Undying. You don't want to just let him beat up your Legion commander in any way. Okay,
but he's just going to straight up die.
You got beat up instead.
Yeah, well, I was just kind of watching that happen. He was trying to block the large camp, he's trying to block the small camp with Sentry and the creep wave coming. Decay stacks.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't do that. You like against Undying, you can't just stand there and wait for the creeps to meet and block it like that. He just smacked you in the face and killed you. He had like 70 damage every punch.
Yeah, and Undying boots first. You know, very old bottom lane. PL dies down to that double edge.
There it is. Yep, that level 2 Centaur coming off first. Phantom Lancer still has Spirit Lance, and there's like a double wave pushing into him, so it feels really bad.
And Treant, of course, with Nature's Grasp level 1, now hits 2, so we'll have the living armor to try and stop that from happening again. We have the initial items on these supports. You were mentioning Dismar with a Sentry Ward, but also Undying. We've seen plenty of different builds. Going for Orb of Venom, going for Boots first. Now Undying has Tranquils already. Feeling pretty happy
He's feeling
for himself.
great, just getting the first blood and the solo XP on that too. He hasn't taken anything away from Burna. What how's he doing? 10-3 to 11-2. I guess the one thing about Undying chasing the Nyx and killing him is all the XP. I mean, he wasn't able to stop Legion Commander, and Legion Commander got pretty much the entire lane to himself. So he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, that is a pretty decent lane for Greedy. Almost top of the CS there. Void Spirit 17-1, starting to get a little bit ahead of Black Soul. We've seen him miss a couple of torrents, or rather, Towers very, very aware of how he can dodge the torrents. I don't think he's landed one on the hero just yet.
18-1 to 15-1, pretty much the same. I mean, Black Soul has missed like a couple last hits. Tao just a little inch bit ahead at the moment.
The first game of the day nerves.
X
Mark Tao. Drag him into that torrent.
Balls after that.
And he just assimilates away.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much harder for Kunkka to actually X-Mark and combo Void Spirit just because of Dissimilate. So he's always going to have that ready, not going to use it too offensively because he knows there could be that setup if he does. And that's why he's maxing out the Resonant Pulse in this game. Just going to use that to harass and get that tank ability against the Kunkka.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like, what was it? 1.3 seconds of phase duration on Dissimilate. That's a nice little window of freedom for the Void Spirit. A little stun from the Nyx up top. Does catch Aretes. They're also going on bottom lane as Cat gets lifted back across his own Nature's Grasp. The final touch from the double edge of Benjaz. And there is that kill.
To be honest, I would say Benjaz's best hero is probably Centaur. Like, this guy was playing Centaur even in Season 1, I think.
Oh, yeah.
When it wasn't even a good hero. So, he's very happy about the recent buffs this hero's gotten. Look at him. Ring of Health, Bracer now, so much HP regen. Just hanging in there. Rubik's got 2 tangles as well if he needs to funnel that into the Centaur. This PL's feeling the pressure. 14 last hits. Centaur's got 10 denies. The thing is, the lane stage is always good for the Centaur, but once it gets to the mid-late game with the Diffusal Blade PL, it's really bad for Centaur. Because his mana pool is not that high. I think he sits on about 500 mana or something for most part of the game. So if he loses all that, it's going to feel awful for him. Burna.
Up the top, Burna's going to TP or think about it. Cancels when he realizes he's not actually going to die. But yeah, you're right. Against the PL, Centaur kind of becomes a one-and-done hero. Like, you jump in, you stomp, and you hope your team can take that a little initiation and make the advantage. They do drag this PL back into a massive whack from Benja. Centaur, double edge off cooldown again. Will get another kill. A spree coming through from the Centaur bottom. And that's PL now. What, 2 deaths in a row? He's going to have a TP down here and cry some tears. It's not been a good lane stage for him.
that spell is already doing like 300 damage on a 4-second cooldown. So that is just insane. And he's waiting for his Vanguard as well. He's got it in about 20 gold on Centaur. 5-minute Vanguard. All right, goodbye PL. Every time he walks up to the creep wave, you're just gonna get double-edged to the face.
And what does Cat do? Like, does he have to just throw his body in there and hope that they go for the Treant instead? Because it seems like Incubus, yeah, like you said, just go straight for the PL every time.
I think he's gonna need Void Spirit to actually TP down here. He's got an empty bottle right now. Probably gonna look for that 6-minute rune in 10 seconds, and then hopefully an instant TP and kill Benjas. But Benjas is gonna have Stampede up soon.
Rune spawns top. That should mean Tau can go get it because Dismar was guarding it. Yeah, so a haste rune for the Void Spirit. And we'll see if he does make that rotation. Currently not under any vision. We'll stick on
but
mid,
Argus has already moved into the jungle now. He cannot feel any presence in this lane. He's just out of there. Gonna go jungle.
This is kind of what we expect. 10, 12 minutes in, the Treant, sits down here and tries to push out the waves. But now he's the target that will go on. Another double edge is ready. And Benja's dominating a 4-0 start, like 6.5 minutes in. He's going to be a huge Centaur. This is going to be like Vanguard. Think about the hood, maybe the Blink Dagger by, 12 minutes or something?
Yeah, I think this is the kind of games where you can go for the hood, but because there's not a whole lot of magic damage on Radiant side, I would say buy a cloak, buy a dagger, and just be ready to make the plays. But for the most part, Benja's just going to chill bottom, farm it up, try to drag out this laning stage as much as he can.
When do you decide to buy phase boots on Centaur? Because that's something I've been struggling with. It feels kind of nice to, hood, buy the boots, get phase boots, then blink, but sometimes you kind of want that early blink, don't you?
Yeah, you do. I think you always go for the Ring of Health first, because you're spamming double edge for the most part in the lane on the enemy carry. And then you build more. And if you're having a good game, you're going to end up going for the Vanguard. If you're having a really bad game, you might just go for the boots into the Blink Dagger. I feel not so good about phase. Dune, huh? That's a haste rune, though.
That is a haste.
He's going to get X-Mark comboed.
And they don't have to assimilate. Tau under that tower. Black Soul claims his life. Gets baited in by the Rubik.
Yep. That's a free position 2 kill for you. The Rubik dying is not even a problem. He's just level 4.5, has a TP ready. He can go anywhere else on the map now. Kunkka, level 9. And remember, this is the guy that needs to be able to deal with the Phantom Lancer in the mid and the late game.
Yeah, going straight for that Radiance. And it looks like they moved Greedy down bottom. Try and defend that tier 1, which did get pulled down to about half HP. So Greedy plants himself there. They've got that Living Armor now up to level 3 to heal it up a little bit. And Phantom Lancer makes his home up top. This is a good lane swap for him.
That's very good. Exactly. He's about to be level 6 now. He's got a little bit of freedom by going top up here from the jungle. Also has a Possessed Mask. Absolutely amazing item for PL.
No longer
not a hero that buys any HP regen. So he's going to feel great about this. And now the Centaur has to bully a Legion Commander, which I'm not so sure he's going to be happy about. Because if the Void Spirit does come down here with the Treant's Nature's Grasp, they might be able to kill him under a duel.
Alright, so it looks like Benja's just going to try and cut and drag that wave. Keep the farm efficiency going. It doesn't have any neutral camps there, though. But it will allow that push onto the tower to continue. And it looks like Greedy's actually swinging out of the bot lane, but under some dire vision. Gets scouted the entire way across. Cat just about gets into that tree line and gets away while Aretes jumped on. Void Spirit assimilates him down. Burner. He is saved up though, Undying just putting his body in the way. They would have loved to find the Prophet instead. And they're going to stick around up top. Tau and Dismar. They snipe out the Undying. They realize Prophet hasn't shown on the top wave. He's not TP down bottom to help the push, which, Cat is getting stunned and stomped, stampeded as Benjaz. He'll actually share the kill across there with his nice little support Rubik. And G-Pride is trying to take that top part of the map, pressure the tier 1.
Yeah, they got a lot of vision up here in this jungle area. They want to see if they can make a play onto Burna with the Nyx and the Void.
Spot him. That's the jump straight in. Remnant and the stun catching Burna. It's a good snipe, and they will finish it off. Meanwhile, though,
Mid lane
the
too.
Tombstone and the X-Mark combo, it unfortunately
So
can't kill off the
fast.
Legion Commander. She's speedy and tanky with
Wow.
both press the attack and living armor.
That overwhelming odds was giving Legion 45% movement speed. You had like spiders and creeps and 2 heroes and okay, not spiders, zombies. I'm not sure if they count because it doesn't do damage to them, but it might count just because there are units there.
Yeah, I think they do for the move speed. You can't kill them off, but yeah, there's still units in
Yeah.
that little circle. We've nearly got blink up
right
on
out there.
Benjaz.
I think the
300
best part
gold away.
about that for G-Pride is they use the Tombstone and they use the boat. So you know for the next minute or so, Incubus are not going to be planning any retaliation after that Nature's Prophet just died. And Nature's Prophet is actually behind his other 2 cores, which is not normal. But then again, it is an NP. He's probably going to be farming up the map big time once Incubus start to do something with their position 2 and 3.
I mean, it's not like Burner's had a poor laning sage. Everyone else has just had pretty good ones. Both Centaur and Kunkka. As we have a smoke from Black Soul. We're done now, coming down bottom. Greedy, what? 1200 HP, no stick charges. But very likely we'll have the living armor thrown onto the Legion. Torrent to start it off.
Nature's Prophet
And
TP.
then the X into boat, and you're right. Burner has TP down here, so when the boat crashes onto her head, Burner secures it with that Maelstrom strike.
We also have a Centaur with the Blink Dagger ready. Boots of speed. Blink. They want to collapse onto the mid tower now. He is under a ward, so they know that he's got the dagger. And boat is on cooldown. Incubus have the option to slow things down, wait for the boat first, or just run out middle. I think they're so strong right now, they can do either one.
Yeah, they've got so many options. You can see Dismar, 30 seconds for Vendetta. He's in behind enemy lines, grabbing up bounty runes. It looks like trying to de-ward. Jumped by the Void Spirit, though. 2 astral steps, not enough to finish him, and now the escape out.
Oh, wow.
Stampede, stopped by the stun from Dismar. Carapace as well. Benjaz blinks away, though. That Rubik somehow escaping from the grasp of the Void Spirit, incredibly close.
Raindrops. I'm telling you, Gary, raindrops are amazing. Okay? I feel like there shouldn't be a game where you don't buy raindrops. Maybe carries, they don't buy it. Actually, Peels, if you had a raindrop in this lane against Centaur, it might have helped him out a little bit more to sustain. But he was already way too far behind, and the Centaur's got a Vanguard at that point. So you're not going to be able to sustain no matter what. But other heroes, raindrop, such a great item. You just saw the Rubik surviving just because of that.
Yeah, they are sitting pretty passively here on their side of the map, though, and it looks like with the grouping up from Incubus, they want to go and do something, itching to use this Invis rune. The boat's back up, and that blink from Centaur. But the first move is made by G-Pride. They've smoked out their mid lane, expecting some kind of maneuver in towards the tower, while Centaur shows himself on the mid wave. The immediate jump and the duel's there onto Benjaz. He's a tanky boy, but with 4 heroes surrounding him, can't withstand the pain.
Dismar also got 400 gold for himself from that kill. Blameo helping out quite a bit too, you know, just to get that damage out onto this almost 2000 HP Centaur. One advice you can have if you're playing Nyx Assassin is you can always pop your Spike Carapace and then hit the Centaur during Vendetta, so he gets instantly stunned.
Very clever.
Because the Retaliate is gonna proc the Spike Carapace, so you can 100% guarantee you won't miss your disable.
That's so nice to have. Oh, Tau.
Yep.
Ether Remnant onto the top rune. It is down bottom, but Void Spirit, X Mark, Dissimulate to try and dodge. And yet again, he's perfectly fine. That's kind of unsettled them a little bit. You know, G-Pride's move into that mid lane, it was meant to be Incubus starting to really assert their dominance and keep that lead rolling. And it's
We got a smoke up now though.
Yeah.
And they're not going for mid, they're going for the PL top. They want the carry kill. They know he's been farming up a storm the last, I want to say 10 minutes since he's gone into the jungle. Oh,
Nice
no
torrent.
way.
He's perfectly placed it right on top of him. They saw the illusions
Nice.
in that camp and they knew where he was heading. But that prediction from Black Soul just spot on.
I think they saw him, like just a glimpse of him walking that angle, and that torrent was so nice.
They see
That's a
Benjaz
huge
now,
kill.
though. Oh, but he blinks. Did he just feel that? Because there's no sentries. I guess someone, you know, Tau goes and shows
no
him the
one's
top
showing
lane.
mid. No one's showing mid, and he's just like,
yeah.
okay, I'm out of here. I do not want to get hit with some kind of Nyx assassin. That's the thing about Nyx. It kind of pressures you a lot into thinking, okay, I gotta buy sentries. He could be here, he could be there. And look how much sentries they have on the map versus Radiant. Radiant have like
tons.
2 sentries. Dire got like 6 or 7 on the map right now.
Yeah, where's the Nyx? Where's the Nyx? Well, we've got a 15-minute Mjolnir now. So Burner, hello. Catching out Aretes with a duel. Another victory for Greedy. And Dismar moves up onto the Prophet. Burner, Carapaced. We do have Nature's Grasp stolen from Dunhout.
Well, early Mjolnir from Burner.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can put Static Charge on himself, onto the Centaur. They don't get the Blink. The Overwhelming Odds cancels it out. And Dunhout is just going to get focused by Tau. 2-hand stomp, though. Ben just makes his way into the back with a Torrent landing very nicely. But Greedy surviving. Press the attack and run it back. RGS, the PL, has another doppelganger, can jump away and onto the Burner Prophet, giving Tau a double kill. Benja's now stuck in the middle, will focus the Phantom Lance of Black Soul. Oh, this is dangerous. A 4v2 and the Kunkka, he's dropping low, he's got a very far bottle charge with a Soul Rip there and a Tombstone drop. Black Soul not out of there though. Even with a Stampede, he's fallen. And now Aretes, he's the target. They won't dive tier 1s for him, it's a tanky Undying. But another great fight coming out from G-Pride. Yeah, losing the PL doesn't feel that bad.
No, it really doesn't, because you got so much XP from killing these other 2 cores. Plus, that was a fight right before Kunkka's Radiance. He was 300 gold from his Radiance. That would have been the big deciding factor for Incubus, had they had that. But yeah, PL just joining up with his Diffusal Blade, able to help out, get a few kills. Legion Commander also got his 2nd dual damage. We saw Greedy before playing this here. Oh yeah, look at this. Such a nice goal, and this Treant with his grass just holding away the Centaur, not able to kill the Legion Commander. Now they run onto the Nature's Prophet, and even with that Mjolnir, it's just not enough.
Yeah.
To be able to stop the PL from running onto you.
And they managed to stop the Centaur's blink, I think 2 or 3 times at the start of that fight as well. Like, someone hit him the first time, and he kind of fake pumped the Centaur stomp. And then someone with overwhelming odds clipped him as well, so he couldn't blink. Managed to walk it in the end, but it was definitely a disrupted initiation from Incubus.
Check out the wards too in the Dire jungle right now. The 2 wards all the way back up there, and then all these sentries for Dire, and they didn't catch either of this vision. And that's why they were able to take this engagement on G-Pride, because they know who's in the fight, they know which targets to go for. Incubus gotta feel real bad that they were not able to deward this as well.
Yeah, and that deeper ward is going to stay there for quite some time.
And you're gonna know that there's probably potential G-Pride will run right back there, because there's that vision still up and running.
Like you mentioned though, that was just before Incubus hit some pretty big timings. You know, the meanest one is this Radiance on Black Soul, which he has now. So they will gather up in towards mid, chuck in the combo onto the Legion with a Blink Stomp. Ben just chain stuns Greedy down. Trying to defend that mid tier 1. They even threw the Tombstone there, expecting maybe a proper fight to break out. We do still have Tau here, though, with DD and Kaya Sanj. Ready to move in, but Dismar's been lifted and stomped. Carapace is out there. Tau moves into the middle of them. Nice astral steps. In and out he goes. Forces the Stampede. Now Phantom Lancer, his turn to join in. Cat also arriving. They've managed to hold onto the tier 1 and defend it.
Yep, power of the Treant. He just keeps healing this mid tower up, and this is why I wanted to see Incubus take this objective much earlier into the game, especially with the Blink Centaur. But they just didn't come together, collapse on the tower. They have a Nature's Prophet, Rubik, like Undying. The team fight is way better too in the earlier in the game. Now the PL, he's starting to become a problem.
So is this Treant. Like Blink Dagger on Cat, pos 5 Treant.
Yeah. Yep. This is, I think Incubus are starting to miss all their timings. The Radiance is nice, but you still gotta worry about the Spike Carapace stunning you up in the middle of the engagement, getting stun locked up, mana burn. That's why he's queuing up this BKB, so when he goes into the engagement, the Spike Carapace won't do him so much harm. Tao's also gone for a Kaya Sanj. That is not an item I see first on Void Spirit.
Yeah, no Yules, no Aghanim Scepter. Going straight for it. Benja's Blink Stomp. Yet again, catching out Greedy with the boat crashing. I'll take the Legion Commander out. So, twice in a row now.
Optimistic push onto the tier 1 middle by Radiant without your Phantom Lancer.
It doesn't mean they spend Tombstone, Flesh Golem. A lot of these ultis, you know, the boat and that Wrath of Nature as well. And it's going to be that tier 1
the worst part
by
is
Incubus.
Exactly. That's the worst part, though. You know, you lose your mid tower, and if you're Incubus, okay, Flesh Golem, Tombstone, that's not a problem. We just got the best objective on the map at the moment. Now they're able to just walk into both sides of these jungle without a problem.
That's going to help them tremendously get towards those BKBs.
Exactly.
Black Soul. Yeah, it's a tanky Kunkka. No way Tau can solo that.
I think he got this Kaya-san just for the status assist. It's really good against the Kunkka X Mark. You know, the Centaur stun, the lift, all the shenanigans going on. But normally you would see this, you know, Yules or... I don't know. Aghanim sometimes first item. It just feels weird seeing a first item Kaya-san.
I guess... Yeah, I guess...
Oh, wow.
Hello. Smoke into smoke.
On this
the
already.
blink gets cancelled out. He doesn't get the stomp. And now with that Ether Remnant, in goes Tau with a boat. It's going to land with a duel onto them. Benjaz, Centaur, still alive, gets a stomp onto Greedy and Argius. Phantom Lancer turns the fight. Burner with a static charge. He's going to blast through them. Cat and Greedy both dropping incredibly quickly. Tau TP's home, but Phantom Lancer's being spam pinged. Aretes has zombies chasing him, and the Wrath of Nature bounces to clear through it.
No way.
A double kill for Burner.
That was insane. I mean, do we have a replay of that? Because that was crazy. Because here, the smoke breaks, the Nyx goes for the stun onto the Kunkka, but then the Centaur got stunned before the stomp, and they went for 2 different targets at the same time. They just need to finish the Centaur. Because the Centaur doesn't die, the bolt came off onto him, and he got his, what's that active? The Crimson Guard is active off?
Yeah.
And then they couldn't kill the Centaur either. And then the Centaur stuns, kills the Legion Commander, so the zombies start to stack up, and everybody's dead. Wow. I mean, this is a perfect example of why you need to focus the same target. Just kill one hero. They could have even went in deep to duel the Kunkka so the boat doesn't come out. Anything. G-Pride, they must really be hitting themselves in the head right now because game just got 2x harder.
Yeah, that went real wrong. Real wrong. So I was fully expecting watching that. You know, in my head I'm thinking, yeah, Centaur's gonna die. Centaur's gonna die. Nope, torrent, boat, everyone turns around and starts hitting other people. Somehow Benjaz just wanders out of it. 1 death on this Centaur, 8-1 and 5. He's had a spectacular game. Just blink, Crimson into heart. Forget the phase boots. Forget the boots of travel. Just brown boots, all you need. Alright, stick around down this bottom part of the map. They want that tier 2. The natural move in towards mid. And then once they've done that, it's so nice as Dire team. If you get those tier 2s out of the way, it's just like we can concentrate 100% on Roshan from here on out.
Yeah, it's going to be really good with the Nature's Prophet. And they know G-Pride can't do Roshan themselves. PL, terrible hero at killing Rosh in terms of, like, in comparison to other carries. Legion Commander is kind of okay, but only has 2 dual victories, so it's not a lot.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, it looks like Greedy wanted to go back for the pipe, but now opting for the Blink Dagger instead. So definitely looking for that additional, like you say, deeper initiation to catch some of those targets a little further behind. Benjaz sets up for top. Tier 2 defended with a Blink Stomp. Stampede to get done now a little closer as well, and a TP from Prophet coming in. Greedy, we've seen this story before, stands near an objective, tries to hit the tower, and gets surrounded by Incubus heroes. It is going to take a little while here with Press the Attack and the Living Armor, but the Fade Bolt is there in the end.
Hashtag space by Greedy? No? Is that what he's saying?
Yep. Space for my cat treant to farm bottom.
The thing is, Greedy's got to understand he's the big target right now. Because anybody else gets stunned, they know if Greedy's behind them, it's going to save them. It's going to dispel the disable. They're going to be able to run away. So every time Greedy shows up under a tower, Benjaz is not going to hesitate to jump you. So I'm not sure if he's figured that out yet, because he's died 4 times the same exact way.
They're pinging Roshan.
It's go time, right? For Incubus, you got Tombstone, you got Nature's Prophet, who's got the BKB. Kunkka's pretty fat. Centaur can tank Roshan, no problem. Flesh Golem is amazing against Rosh too.
Yeah, so
I think if you're Incubus, you want to be taking this right now.
You can see Dismar with Greedy, they're kind of in position ready for that move into Roche. Incubus not making it though, trying to get these lanes out across the river first. And maybe look for a single pick off as they miss the Blink Stomp onto Tau. Dissimulate's still on cooldown. It doesn't look like they're committing for it, though.
He's got a BKB too, so he's pretty chill.
Very
on
true.
Tao.
Yeah, Illusioner and BKB.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. He's a hard hero to kill. Yeah, he's gotten for that carry-oriented Void Spirit build. You know what? I kind of like it. I'm tired of seeing all this magical damage voids.
The juking Void Spirit. Well,
again.
they do find Greedy.
Look who it is.
Smart, Blink Stomp, Stampede as well. Is this to disengage or is this to re-engage? As they find Tower with Telekinesis, they go straight onto the Void Spirit, stealing out underneath the round, but he pops his BKB and pops out Dunnow. Dismar on the run, but the X-Mark will drag him back into them as they're trying to go for Tao at the same time. With Aretes and Benja's chasing him, Dismar able to force Tao to the high ground and get himself away. Roshan's
You know what?
opened
I don't
up,
hate
but
that.
yeah.
That was a really nice play because they used the 9-second BKB, but they get rid of the Rubik. So okay, Dismar's still gonna die here. But you know, all these heroes are running around the map trying to kill this one Nyx assassin. PL is farming it up, and removing the Rubik means there's only 4 heroes left on the Incubus side, and they can't just go straight into the Roshan and take it because they're gonna be thinking, okay, what if Legion buys back? Then what? Are we gonna fight this? Now we're in a really awkward spot. What if PL gets a Roshan now? So it's really nice that when you lose a hero and then next to Roshan, you commit and try to kill at least 1 or 2 heroes yourself.
Yeah, it works out, and then they're going on Burner now.
Wow, the damage!
Prophet has a Satanic, though, and holds his BKB as they just turn and hit the tower. They've got the press the attack and the blink with the duel onto Burner, but it looks like Legion's losing that battle.
Oh,
He's doing no damage to Burner. Oh, goodness, Greedy, what have you done?
Saves
Well,
Tao.
Tao is still on the run. Banjaz, blink on cooldown, so Void Spirit TP's home successfully.
Okay. I mean,
How
he
did
had to do
Burner
it though,
stand
right?
there?
He had to do it because he had to save the Void Spirit. If it doesn't duel, then the Nature's Prophet is gonna kill him. He had a Satanic on NP, Gary. This NP is going crazy right now.
I guess you didn't give the victory to him at least, so there's no bonus
Yeah, you
down to
did
the
it.
Prophet. Yeah, so
Yeah.
in the end, worthwhile, but it again allows Roshan to go into the hands of Incubus.
I mean, it was kind of an awkward go by Tao to begin with because, I mean, he didn't notice there was a Satanic on the NP, it looks like.
That's
They
a
get
good pick
another
off on
Dunai
Rubik.
kill. Oh, wait.
Looks like Roshan
Still
is
low.
still not dead, and they're jumping in. The
Oh, he
stop
got
from
stunned.
Benjaz
He didn't
catches
BKB.
him, but a great impale. Dismar gets the Ravage. Roshan's still alive with the Overgrowth and the Phantom Lancer. He's arrived now. RGS is in there, burning all their mana. The boat, it lands at the pit, but the Aegis grabbed up by Black Soul. Kunkka gets it. Benjaz drops inside there, and a duel from Greedy. Catching out Burner. The Prophet doesn't have the Satanic up. RGS is going wild in the middle of the pit. He's killing him off. Greedy can chase forward now. Oh, it's 4 heroes down. Kunkka's going to respawn in the middle of all of G-Pride. They've defeated them even when they've taken down Roshan. The Phantom Lance is online. Argius claims yet another life.
Oh, wow. Okay. You know what, Gary? I've been watching this Void Spirit, and I'm a big fan. Look at him. He just goes in, balls deep, does not care. After killing the Rubik off, he knows he's going to outnumber them. The Kaya Sanj helps him out. He BKBs, and then they just start pummeling into here. Like, I mean, into this Roshan pit. Where's the Tombstone? They're not going to be able to find it. Oh, they do get it at the end there. But then here comes the stun out from the Nyx Assassin on 3 heroes, and they just can't get out. They're rooted in place. They're getting kited.
And now they've got a duel.
And now they get a dual kill too. Legion Commander suddenly has 60 damage. That's back-to-back dual damage. Oh, wow. I mean, okay.
You've called it. It's been delay tactics, right?
Yeah. This is so good. I just want to say, Gary, like, I couldn't focus on anything else because I was in such an awe of Tao in this game. Like, this guy, he's insane. I have not seen a player like this in a long time. He's just absolutely insane.
That's a good reason he's got Sumail at the end of his name, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, he kind of
Incredibly
reminds me of
aggressively.
how Sumail plays, to be honest.
Exactly. You're saying you've not seen a player like this in a while. It really is shades of Sumail. But I think your narrative of the game, it just becomes more and more clear how true that is. The delay tactics, the fight into the triangle, delaying the BKBs, the battles that G-Pride are taking around the Roche pit, slowing things down. So Incubus, they can't hit those crisp timings and get the snowball rolling, because the way that the lane stage went, you would expect Incubus at this point to have, a 10k net worth lead, have Aegis, have the second Roshan being lined up for them next. But it's been this little kind of poke and prod, buy space for the Phantom Lancer, get G-Pride up and running, and You know, now you're going to be running into this over-leveled Treant who's healing up everybody. He's got Solar Crest, Blink Dagger to counter-initiate. Greedy, you mentioned he's got 60 damage up. The shoe's on the other foot. G-Pride are the ones now out on the map creating pressure.
The thing is, Incubus are completely lost at this point. They can push out lanes, they can farm out stuff, but they're not going to know what the next objective on the map is anymore. Top, mid, this is way too hard to take. They need G-Pride to make some kind of a mistake. Incubus can always hope to just group up, smoke, get one kill, and try to open up the map that way, but it's so look how they're cutting the waves right now. Tao is like all the way in front of your base, killing it in a matter of seconds, or 1 second actually. You always got to worry about Greedy camping one of these guys. Argus has a heart on his Phantom Lancer. Treant is like just sitting in trees with a Blink Dagger, Solar Cresting his PL, making him even tankier. Like, who do you go on now as Incubus? It's getting to the point where the PL countering all is getting too heavy.
Yeah, you kind of have to place some sentries down, hope the Nyx walks into you, get that kill, then smoke, and go and play elsewhere on the map. Because Dismal has just been running around, you know, deep in this side of the map, scouting you, hunting you, making sure that he's an absolute nuisance. Yeah, PL not going for the Manta style, just Diffusal, Yasha into the heart. And I know you've said a couple of times, Manta doesn't feel that good on Phantom Lancer, does it?
No, it's not even that important. Like, I think Sanjin Yasha is much better, just because the Centaur stun, the Rubik, you know, the boat and all that. Like, you can see Void Spirit even. Tao, he prioritized this Kaya and Sun just for the status resist in this situation. And I think it's been doing so much work. I haven't been a fan of this Manta in a really long time. It just seems like such an underwhelming item when Sanjin Yasha provides so many nice stats for you. Plus, there's no Orchid that you have to worry about.
Yeah, it's true. Like Prophet going Mjolnir, Satanic BKB now into Assault Cuirass. There is a Kunkka holding a double damage rune, though.
Kunkka,
So this could be something Incubus use to go and make a play. He's going for Shiva's Guard after that too.
That's going to be good against the PL. These are the two big key items that you can buy in a game where even if you don't have heroes to counter PL, that can counter the PL, right? Radiance, Shivas. When the PL goes in with his illusions, like he uses Doppelganger or whatever, you click the Shivas and the Radiance burning away, you can most of the time find the real Phantom Lancer because he's going to be taking far less damage than everybody, all the other illusions. And most of the illusions end up at like half health or something. So, but he's got to be a bit careful on the PL, like not to overcommit onto the Kunkka. If PL in this game, his objective is to pretty much kill the Tombstone, that's priority number 1, or kill the Undying before the Tombstone drops, and then kill the Rubik. The 2 supports is your job. Legion Commander can deal with the cores, like lock them down, and then the Void Spirit with the Legion Commander can just bring those heroes down.
Yeah, they can control the Kunkka and that Prophet quite easily, but as a 4,000 HP Centaur, that could be a problem for them. He's got a full heart. Well, interesting, he's got shard queued up. I've not really rated the Aghanim's shard on Centaur that much.
It's really good. Like, it's actually really good. So the build that I've been seeing with Centaurs is they go like double heart and they buy a shard and they just keep double edging in the fight. And they just get so much strength back from that. It's like free HP, free damage, and it slows the enemy. It's so good. I think just Centaur players in general haven't been able to experiment with it that much, or they haven't seen it in like a big game that made them think, wow, that is so nice, you know?
Yeah.
That's what typically happens with a lot of these Division 2 guys. Like, they always wait for somebody else to do it first before they start doing it. They don't experiment. They don't try these things. You know, again, this goes back to the point we talked about the other day where everybody thinks so much about matchmaking and points. They're not willing to try things anymore.
Creativity, expressing yourself. I mean, Benja's, you know, a player with a wealth of experience. I would not be surprised if he's been trying this out in pubs, because he's not done it the last couple of times we've seen Centaur. That's why I've kind of picked up on it, because he's played Centaur, you know, what, 4 or 5 times out of the past, however many series we've seen him, and he's pretty much always gone for the stock standard regular build. I'm now going for that Aghanim Shard. Because what is it, 15% per hero hit that you boost up your strength for 15 seconds? He's going to be running around with like 9,000 HP in some of these fights. Once he gets that shard going.
Depends how many hits, yeah. I mean, it's good for him to play through the double edge because most of the time his mana is going to be burned because of the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, true. That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I would have liked though is maybe the Centaur should have bought Shivas himself and let Kunkka buy the Assault Cuirass. But I guess Nature's Prophet wants the Assault Cuirass because I do like. Oh, they found a big kill. That's a good one. An easy kill, doesn't take too much time. 45 seconds dead. That gives you a small opening. It looks like they want to go bottom, put some pressure, maybe get the Treant to buyback here.
Yeah, because he's the Radiant's lane defender. He's the one sticking on these lanes, making it a little bit awkward for Incubus to push. Now he's gone, and they walk straight into that tier 2. Phantom Lancer throws out some Lancers with his Aghanim Shard, and bouncing around into them. Burn a little bit of mana as well, but they stick around. Still have a creep wave there. Tau jumps straight in onto Burner. Burner pops his BKB. They stampede as Burner. He's going to just stand there and whack into them. Now. They catch the PL. The boat's landing with that X-Mark drag back, and Argis is done. The turn and face from Incubus as they now blink jump onto Dismar with a torrent, catching the Nyx Assassin, Yuled into the air. He can't run from this one. He's just going to get slapped down by Benjaz and high ground time. Incubus, they held on.
That was very ballsy of them to go in without the Detector, Gary. I'll tell you that.
I wasn't ready for that.
Buy back. Yeah, I mean, there's a good reason why he has this Treant. He's gonna use Overgrowth when the Stampede comes out. You gotta keep them in place. And now they just X because the PO just died, being right in the middle of the fight. But they don't have a creep wave. I mean, the one melee Rax might be the only thing they can take though.
Looks like Prophet wants to get down bottom with the Rubik there as well. They are going to stick down on this bottom tier 3 because PL hasn't brought back yet, so very unlikely he's going to.
Yeah.
Rubik's had boots to travel for a bit now.
Yeah, I didn't even realize
the jump. Benjaz finds the Treant. Can't get him finished though. Greedy gets the save as Tau does jump in onto Dun. But with a Glimmer Cape and a Force Staff, creating a gap between him and the Void Spirit, forces the BKB, but the right clicks and the physical damage. He can't get out of the Sprout. Dead for a minute and a half, and Benjaz makes that additional jump in past the tower, force the buyback of Dismar. Phantom Lancer's alive in 5 seconds, but it's another Satyr Barracks that's going to drop here. I think Incubus, they've got this one locked up. They can finish out mid, they can go back up towards top for the tier 2, and of course, it's a 2-minute waiting period for the next Roshan. That was just a great sequence of events from the Dire, and a little bit sloppy from G-Pride.
Yeah, I think Treant is dead. Like that, you don't take the fight on the tier 2 unless you're planning to buy back the Treant. Like, there's just no way. They didn't use anything important, any big spells. And all of a sudden, you're playing with 2 Raxes down, your PO died, Void Spirit died. You guys were on the verge of, taking over in net worth through the map control that you had. And it's right back in Incubus court.
Yeah, the game has swung
Shivas
pretty much.
Now.
He does. Just looking at the net worth graph, right? It's been a little bit of a wild ride. Incubus have lost out here and there, but that really had been brought back almost to 0, and now it's up to 10k.
Gary, check the win probability from Dota Plus. What it was at right before that Treant died. Look what it was at. That is insane. It went from 85% in favor of G-Pride all the way to 75% in favor of Incubus now.
Interesting. I mean, even the first 20 minutes, would you have said G-Pride had a 70% chance of winning 18-19 minutes in?
I think the PL effect, the PL factor in this draft is that big. Because Dota Plus, it looks like carries. It sees Incubus. They don't really have a carry in their draft. It sees PL's win probability against those heroes too is very high. So yeah, I would have said it's pretty good. But now that you're down 2 Raxes and you're playing against Nature's Prophet, game looks damn hard. When you're down 2 Raxes against NP, it's like a 1% or something to win the game. It's like if both teams are equal in skill.
Closing in on impossibility, and there's another great jump from Benjaz straight up onto that high ground. They're trying to battle still around this Roshan areas. They do blink duel in. Phantom Lancer makes the move with an overgrowth from Cat. They've caught them out. And Greedy trying to burst him down and gets Black Soul finished. Finally, the Kunkka falls with no buyback on him. Incubus still wanting to stick around. The Tombstone stacking zombies up, but it's cleared out by the PL. And Argius is looking for a red test there. Dismar dies thanks to Burner, but the Prophet, even with a Satanic, killed off in the middle of all these illusions. Benja shredded, and the Radiant, oh, is a great one for them. Roshan's up in 2 minutes though, so still plenty of time for Incubus to respawn. But we'll see what the Radiant do out of this. Under the rundown mid, go for tier 3.
Oh, definitely. You're so strong right now in the PL, and the Nature's Prophet's dead, so there's no real split push that's going to be happening right now. He can't buy, get some pressure bottom either. Duna's going to do his best to try and push his bottom lane. And there are 2 catapults. Maybe they can get tier 4 tower bottom, but mid-Raxes, they're looking pretty dead to me. That's a Desolator on the Void Spirit too. Greedy's got plus 90 damage. Yeah, I just got to come back for the Fade Bolt, try to slow things down. I mean, that was such a good fight from G-Pride. They just jumped the Kunkka before he can pop the BKB, before he can get the Ghost Ship off.
And now the dive.
They're getting Duna now.
Onto the Rubik. Force staff, press the attack. Keeps him alive.
He didn't get the...
But there's the duel.
The duel.
Greedy's onto the Rubik. Get that bonus damage onto you, even through the Soul Rip. Winner for Greedy. And that mid-Rax falls. They're going to swing up to top here. Rubik with no buyback. Prophet's still dead for 30 seconds. Kunkka just respawning now with a Centaur in 5, but Gorillaz-Pride together, they're incredibly strong.
They can't even fight with the Rubik being dead. They need the Rubik. He's a big source of their disables. And teamfight control, yeah, they're just gonna get out, and the game is even again.
It's even advantage Radiant, right? Like mid lane still has a ranged Rax, so they're actually a barracks ahead.
Can't wait to see this win probability. Looks like a regular person's heartbeat.
Oh man, look at these carry stats. Prophet 8, 4, and 8. It's pretty close between them, but hero damage to the Prophet pretty substantial. But it's just the Phantom Lance is kind of unkillable and untouchable if he's able to, come into the fight during that second wave. The team fight, the initiations, the Blink Stomp, the Stampede, whatever it is. Void Spirit jumps in, catches the Rubik, and Argius kind of waits out that first burst of spells. And then he's got free reign. Roshan is alive. Scouted by the Treants. Aegis Cheese, Aghanim Shard, all in his pockets. And back to a 5v5.
I can't believe this game. It's just crazy. You can see how delicate Dota is, right? The hero that gets jumped, if you can delete them at the start of the fight without letting them cast any skills, it's just way too much in your favor. This is why, especially in Chinese Dota, for example, you see almost everyone buying Aeon Disc in the games, just so those things don't happen. I feel that's one of the things where Western Dota needs to catch up on a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Kunkka just decides to buy an Aeon Disc at this point in the game. But, he wants a heart. It's much more expensive. I would still like it. Until you have enough money to buy a heart, and then maybe you can sell it if you want to.
Yeah.
It's so important that he stays alive.
Yeah, it feels like we've seen it on like a few of the spirits in particular when they're against the parkour, that real hardcore catch on them. Ember, Void Spirit, they occasionally go for that kind of 4th item, 5th item on disc. That's a great item. Get yourself out of danger. Looks like Incubus.
I'm still baffled, Gary.
I'm just looking at. I'm literally just staring at the minimap, thinking, what comes next? Bot lane's pushing in towards the Radiant base. Dire, obviously losing out that mid and top barracks. So it's this standoff in the mid lane where everyone's pushing these super creeps against each other.
They gotta get Cat again. That's what they gotta do. They gotta get Cat again. He's the easiest kill on the map. I know he's in the trees. He doesn't even have his shard to make him invisible. So, he should probably buy that. That would help him out a lot, so he doesn't die easily. But they should kill him. That's what made them succeed in the last fight.
Have you seen how much money Cat's got?
Yeah, he's going for a Hex. More disables. Look at Benjaz, man. He feels the pain. Look at his mana just draining away. He's like, stop! Please!
Leave me alone.
Mana. Like, he didn't cast a skill. He lost half his mana.
Just PL illusions. I mean, there is an illusionist cape on the Phantom Lancer as well. And for now, Incubus is going to give up on that standoff mid, so the waves will trend towards the Dire base and probably give away the fact that they are smoked maneuvering themselves down towards bottom, like you said, to try and catch Cat. And there it is. Blink jump. Finds the tree. And that is a big kill. He's got buyback available. And if you're looking towards the Roche pit, G-Pride, they think about making their move. Not sure if they want to commit for it. They've got to get back on the high ground. Greedy gets scouted out. There's the blink, the BKB force. Torrent's going to miss. The boat landing in onto that high ground. Not catching a hero, though. Nice tombstone on the high ground. Tau jumps in. The buyback from the tree and does come in with overgrowth. They're just standing their ground, though. Black Soul being focused down. He's been killed off. Buys back on the Kunkka. Argius half HP, but he gets the doppelganger. Trying to focus the tombstone, but he can't get it. Still on the high ground and no vision. Argius, he's stuck. He's in between too many zombies. He can't move. But Aretes, he gets popped by Tau. Quick little doppelganger back out again by Argius. Greedy on a killing spree. Slays Burner. Prophet down. The cores are falling on Incubus' side, but Kunkka, he has arrived. Yet again, the tombstone finally expires. While the Prophet whacks in with a Mjolnir. Slays Greedy. The buyback from him as well. They've all got buybacks, but the Tau Void Spirit is stunned up. Gets this in late on the last second, but an ulti kill from PL. He's still going. The Rampage PL. He's unstoppable now. Black Soul's gonna die. It's a massive fight for G-Pride. The double Rampage for Argius, and that's gotta be game.
That's gotta be game. I can't believe it. That's the first time I've seen Undying drop a tombstone on the high ground. It lasts the entire duration, and they still lost the fight. The Kunkka gets jumped. He doesn't pop BKB right away. He gets all of his mana burned. He gets to like 20% health, and then he clicks it. It's over. That's it. You can't do anything. This peel is just far too strong. It's just a terrible matchup for the rest of your heroes this late into the game. Whew. What a game. That was sick. I mean, Incubus did it really well on the laning stage. They destroyed the Phantom Lancer. They kicked them out, and they were, stomping this map. They got that